Hello, hello. Today I'm going to dive deep into one of my favorite topics, which is what I live for, which is our purpose, our dharma, our soul unique experience. So I'm really excited to have those that are joining today and those that are watching the replay. And any questions that come up, please write in the chat. Hi Mary, I'm so glad you made it. Hello, darling. Ellie or Mateo, so nice to have you. So, as I was saying, this purpose is one of my favorite topics, because when we are living in our purpose, which for me it's our fullest expression, whatever this looks for you, this is so unique for every human being. But when we are living this, our calling, our unique gifts, this is when we are truly operating from abundance. This is when we are going to feel whole versus having a 9-to-5 job, maybe that I don't like or that I'm not really passionate, or maybe creating a business or a product with the sole focus of money. That is not going to make us feel alive or whole. Maybe on a short-term run, but not on a long term. So I am very curious to know, so you can write in the chat, what do you feel your purpose is? Do you even feel you have a calling or purpose, or are you maybe lost in the track or lack clarity? So for those that are live, if you want to share, please, I would love to read you. Oh, bless you, Mary. Thank you for the great and life-changing work that you're doing. Thank you for receiving it. So what would you say that you feel it's your calling or your purpose? Because today, if we take something out of this life, is to start expressing our unique gifts. So I'm going to help you unlock them. Do you even feel you have a purpose or calling? And while you share it, if you want, I'm just going to share a quick story on how I started this journey. So for me, since a little girl, I've always been very connected to this service, expression, this nurture, this love. This is just something natural for me, right? And when I started this path, it was because I experienced one of the biggest challenges in my life. I was in my 90s, 20s, and I came from a very unhealthy relationship. I don't like the word toxic, but let's say unhealthy, which was a reflection of my subconscious patterns and fears and woundings. And from that unhealthy relationship, I, at the same time, was studying out of my hometown. So when I left home and I also left that relationship, all the woundings, all the fears started to show up in the surface. And this is when I had a depression and also an eating disorder. And in this process, I started to become curious around myself, because every day I just felt that I didn't want to live. Like, that was my back then reality. And I didn't find meaning at all to life. And in that process, I received a message. I don't remember where I saw this message or how this message came, but it was along the lines of, you are the creator of this reality. And the moment that I received that message, I really felt so much anger. I was like, what do you mean I'm the creator of this disease? What do you mean I'm the creator of this freaking relationship? What do you mean that I'm the creator of this reality that I absolutely hate? But at the same time, behind that anger, there was a sense of relief and knowing of, this resonates. It's this knowingness that comes from within. And from this knowingness, I became curious in the self-discovery, in this self-discovery journey of how did I create this reality? At the same time, my mum was going through a disease in which they didn't know what was happening. So there were so many challenges in all the areas of my life, health issues, relationship issues, finances issues. I was stuck in a career that I hated, studying something that I didn't like, but that's what I thought would take me to the path that I was going to enjoy later. No, this is the conditioning that we receive. Study to just become a great employee, at least this is how it works in Spain. To become the best employee, 9-to-5 job, that's, yeah, you're going to have a secure spot, this and that. So behind all these challenges, I started to become very curious around myself, and that we have the power to create our own reality. And this was like, okay, if I created this reality, this means I can also transform this. And this is when I started this journey of getting to know myself. And why am I sharing this story today? Because this was so much connected to my now purpose, and the way that I see purpose, the way that I see our dharma is our soul's unique expression, which comes from looking back and seeing all the obstacles, challenges, places that you lived, relationships that you had, and how it took you to this right moment, this instant. And those obstacles, those challenges became these initiations to unlock gifts that without that, I wouldn't be here today. So in that moment, this Anna would have come with this message, and I would have probably said like, whatever, sis, like, what are you talking? Like, because I couldn't see the light out of that tunnel, right? I was so stuck in this victim consciousness that I saw that everything was happening to me versus for me. And I see that moment as such blessing, because it took me to this personal growth and spiritual growth journey of getting to know myself, of knowing the power of the subconscious mind and how this creates our whole reality, our health, our finances, our relationships. And this doesn't come from, oh, I'm a creator of this reality, so like, what's wrong with me? But this comes from a place of, wow, like, I am a creator of my reality, from a place of such self-compassion and love, not judgment. And this is important. This is true responsibility. Responsibility doesn't come with blame or judgment. So in that process, there were many initiations around this journey. And this is when I started, from overcoming depression and eating disorder, low self-esteem, low self-worth, toxic relationships. I decided to share this that just opened more my heart and unlocked these gifts. And that's how I started my journey. And in that process, more things came, right? Because this is the journey, this is the human experiences. It's not a straight line. And I feel the people that really dive deep into their fears and the realms and what life is mirroring them, these are the people that have this courage to know themselves at a such deep level that they are going to bring to the world this raise of consciousness, because they are putting this gift into service. So that's how I started to become curious around my purpose. And that's how I started seeing how these obstacles, these challenges became my unique gifts, because I took responsibility. I didn't blame any ex-partners or men. I didn't blame anything external. At the beginning I did, because I was in a victim consciousness. But then when I started to be in touch with this information and new tools and this self-discovery journey, this is when I took responsibility of, okay, my love, you did the best that you could with the tools that you had back then, but it's time to dive deep. And I know out of this, you are going to become this version of yourself that if I hadn't gone through those obstacles, I wouldn't be here right now. So I am curious to know what you feel right now is your calling, and if you are expressing it somehow, or do you feel that you're stuck in this job that you don't like because this is the only way that you know of making money, and you are so afraid of the unknown, which is completely normal, that you don't even know if you could actually live from your purpose. So I would love to hear what you want to bring me. Okay, I'm reading your comments. So, Matteo Anelli, helping others with our uniqueness. Beautiful. And I would go even deeper. What makes you unique? And observe your unique path, because nobody has walked your path but you. And this is the magic of this work. We're trying to be somebody else because we see X person living a successful life, whatever success looks for you. Everybody has their own concept of success. And we try to be somebody else versus being ourselves, because that's the way that we think we're going to make money or we're going to achieve X goals. And living in our purpose is actually living in our authenticity and uniqueness. So I would love to know more. Okay, I love this. I'm reading your comments. Okay, give me a second. I'm lost. I'm not sure what's my calling. Perhaps sharing my journey, knowing myself. And your journey is so unique that what you share is going to be very different from anybody else. So this lack of clarity stems from the fear. Okay, when we have self-doubt, when we feel this like lost, a part of us is so afraid of the unknown that actually getting to know yourself at a deeper level is like, ooh, this means something is going to move for you. So for you, my love, I would start observing what truly connects you. What were your obstacles? What are your unique gifts? What are the things that you love doing? Okay. And if you want, you can share it with me. Okay, I love it. Observing, awareness is such a big challenge. It requires time, real time for yourself, and a lot of patience with you and others. Yes and no, because we can bring this, for me, like meditation is not, we'll sit in a meditation pose. Meditation is also this awareness in your day-to-day life, like how you relate to clients, how you relate to your team, to your body, because everything, absolutely everything, is an extension of you. And from that observation in your day-to-day, you become to know yourself at a deeper level. There is no separation. There is, wow, this person is reflecting this part about me. Like the things that we feel inspired by are the parts that we are recognizing within us and that we want to unlock. But the things, for example, that we tend to judge of others, it's connected to our shadow, the parts that we haven't integrated or that we make wrong. This is a big one, for example, in the sister wound, in the feminine wounding, this slut shame projection, when we see a woman in her total expression or liberation, it triggers a lot other women that are not connecting to their feminine essence. Okay, I'm reading. So, friends, this means community. You like community. You like the feminine. Okay, the feminine is very connected to the creativity, to the art, music, singing. Everything right now that you're telling me is very connected to the creativity, this artistic part. And this is the thing, okay? Because when we talk about purpose, someone thinks maybe it's this one thing that you came here to bring, or something that already exists. And something that I work and we shift a lot, my clients and I, is we are all multidimensional. What does this mean? That we can love, I don't know, music, art, service, many different things, and we think we have to do one when we can create something unique that in which you experience all of this in one. That is your uniqueness. Okay, I feel I have perception. Okay, you have a strong vision. Beautiful. And there's this frustration because I don't know how to share it. I love your honesty. The frustration comes when we are not allowing ourselves to express something. So this is your opportunity to ask yourself, what is it that I am not expressing? What is it that I'm not expressing? Maybe it's an action that you would like to move, or an idea, or a place, and you're not taking that action. So observe what part of you is not allowing yourself to fully express. And this can, maybe it helps you observing those people that tend to trigger you, that feels icky, like, oh, look at this person, he or she is doing this, because that part tends to show us that we want to express, we have a desire to express, and we're not expressing it because we're judging it. Hi, Mish. I love it that you're here. Hi, Dana. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So questions connected to this. So some of you are seeing that you're very connected to creativity. Some of you are very connected to service. Obviously, if you're in my energy, you're all an extension of me. So you are probably here to be placing this gift and expression into service for sure. Through whatever it is. It can be a product. It can be a service. It can be even as well a job, okay? When we're talking about purpose, your purpose can be connected to an already existing job. It doesn't have to be necessarily a business, okay? For me, the way that I saw it when I started was I knew that I loved sharing my expression, my voice, helping other people, unlocking the fullest potential. So from my back then consciousness and level of awareness, what I saw was like, okay, this is a teacher's job. Or a psychologist. So I did both of those. And then I felt something was missing. I was like, there's something that I feel incomplete. Yes, I connect to this part of service, but I feel there's so much more that it's not part of this box, right? Because, well, the system, it teaches you from this box. And I was thinking so much bigger, right? Out of that box. And that's when I decided, like, what I do doesn't exist because it's from my unique expression. It's my own method that comes from my own path and tools and gifts. And from there, I decided to become an entrepreneur. But if this, which I do, existed as a job, probably I would have found a job. So it wasn't that, oh, I want to be a business owner because I want to make X money. No, it was I feel so drawn to my calling and sharing this, that from there I devoted my path. And then I started working on my money blockages, that healing process. That's why I also love teaching around money as well, because I had so many blockages around that. I don't come from a rich family. I come from a family that has navigated wars, that has navigated, well, not having food to eat. So there was a lot in my lineage there to clear out, which I still do. Okay, so this is why everything, it's reflecting you and taking you to this present moment to start putting this into service. I'm going to read it. I've learnt this week, expression never goes through results, but what you feel you have to say no matter the result. Okay, like that. Let me, tell me if I'm understanding your insight. That it isn't about the result, but about expressing yourself, right? Let me know if it's that. If it's that case, I totally agree. Like, never do something for the result of it. Do it because you feel a big calling around it and expression. The result will be a consequence, but life is cyclical. So you're going to experience many ups, downs. It's what you do about it. And also the story that you tell yourself around it. Okay. And talking about expression, right? Living in your dharma, living in your purpose is living in your fullest expression. What is your fullest expression? How would you define, those that are watching here, your fullest expression, being in your fullest expression? How would you define it? How would you define living in your fullest expression? Yeah, for example, creating a post instead of looking for followers, just doing it because you feel like sharing yourself. Definitely. I'm here in this life showing up because this is my calling, and whoever has to be here or is going to watch the replay is the person that needs to hear this message. But firstly, I do it for me because this is what truly makes me alive and connected. And secondly, if this has an impact, even better. Because this is what really growth means. Healing and growing in community. So when we are living in our total expression is when instead of trying to fit in a mold, because the conditioning that we've received is, so for example, or be too quiet, or don't be too extra, or too much, or too intense. So or even in a 9-to-5 or corporate job, or you have to dress this way, or you have to talk this way, or don't be too loud. And there are so many stories and narratives that we've been told that we are constantly like operating from trying to fit in this box, trying to fit in a mold, in this mold, to be liked, to be accepted. And this disconnects us from a truest expression, because we are so afraid of losing. We're so afraid of failure. We're so afraid of being rejected, because this is like biological, and this is something that we came here to transform and heal, that we are no longer being ourselves. We are being the version that others want from us. And I always say to my clients, so imagine I come here trying to be this version in which you put me as X, or separate from me. Oh, she doesn't feel, she doesn't, or put me in a pedestal, whatever. And then I bring here my whole humanity, my whole range of emotions. And you're like, oh, that's not professional, or this or that. I would be a version then that you want from me, and then I would never be me. And that's one of the reasons why I created my business and became an entrepreneur. Because I wanted to be fully me, not 9-to-5 in a job, this version that they want from me, and then in the afternoon, the version that I want to be. No, I want to be me full time. Now, of course, this moves so many fears. That's why this path is for those that have courage. That have a lot of courage, because we are going to move into the unknown, and everything that is unknown is going to connect us to this fear. Okay, so when we are living in a fullest expression, it will trigger many people that are not. And many people will project their own insecurities, their own fears. And this is the medicine of showing up and continuing, and taking that as an opportunity to even dive deeper within you and heal, to live in more freedom. That is freaking priceless. Because in the end, why do we want the money or abundance of time, love, everything? For the freedom of it. And it starts with us. If we can't create freedom from the inside, which comes from being ourselves, with our light and also our shadow, the parts that were made wrong, the parts that maybe people didn't like back then, so you hid. When you start bringing it into the surface and integrating it, this is when we are alchemizing these fears into more freedom, into more love. I always know that the feminine consciousness comes to turn this pain, these obstacles, these challenges into art. And into art can look like a product, a service, dancing, whatever it is, right? Art is creativity. And when we turn these obstacles, these challenges, into art and express it, this is when we are going to feel truly free. Why did I put in the title Purpose and Magnetism, being magnetic? Because what makes a woman and a man magnetic and a powerful magnet of attraction, of more love, time, joy, expansion, money, is a person that is living true to themselves. Anna, your voice is my meditation. Thank you. Oh, bless you. Because that's one of my gifts, that I've learned to honor it. Before I would make it maybe wrong, but that's my way of channeling, feeling the vibration. And when you feel it like that, it's because those words resonate. They have a vibration, and they are touching and penetrating every cell of your being. And that is when you feel your truth, your unique truth. You're going to feel it in your heart expanding. And that which you see in me is in you, my love. You know that. So I receive it with so much love, baby. So in a world now that in which many people know and many jobs are being, they're substituting it by artificial intelligence, what I feel that is going to make a person true rich, and when I say richness or abundance, it's money is a part of the equation, but it's time, love, joy, union, balance. That is true abundance and richness, and money as well. Yeah, we also want money. We live in a world in which we need money, and it's a form of expression, and it's beautiful. It's not about making it wrong. Money is an amplifier. But in a world in which now more than ever this artificial intelligence, what cannot be substitute whatsoever is your authenticity. And this authenticity can only come by knowing yourself. The deeper you go within yourself, that is my biggest investment in my day-to-day. Time-wise, energy-wise, money-wise. I am always surrounded by people in which they are in a level of consciousness that I'm not, and I'm going to receive the message that I need, and I'm going to allow this support, not because I need it, but because I choose it. So when you are living more in authenticity, it comes from knowing yourself deeper. When you know yourself deeper, you're going to unlock your unique gifts. And you are going to embrace as well those fears and shift those fears into more expression. So please, don't hide your light. Don't hide yourself. The world needs now more than ever people living in their truest expression. Because there's nobody in this earth that has walked your path. There is nobody with your unique energy blueprint. Why would you try to be somebody else when being you is the most sexy and loving thing that you can bring to humanity? So someone that is very magnetic, in which you feel that attraction, it is not about the external. It can reflect externally for sure. You feel it in the glow. But it's someone that is so connected to their heart, to their love, to the expression, to the pleasure as well. The sexual energy is connected to our creativity, to our aliveness. Someone disconnected to the sexual energy is someone that is disconnected to their aliveness. And this person is going to live such a grey life because they feel burned out. And we are in a society in which we put in a pedestal this burning ourselves out, constantly in the doing. And there is something different about living in your dharma and in alignment, because there is a doing. This for me is a doing, but it's so aligned that it doesn't take away energy from it. It multiplies it. That's how I know that this is my path, because it doesn't drain me. It just connects me so much to love and to this aliveness that I just couldn't do any other thing that being here right now. So where can we start? Start by doing more of that which connects you, more of that which makes you feel alive. Start to observe this week, and I would love to hear you. My DMs are open. You can always message me, and I would love to hear, like, what is it that truly connects you? What if you've been trying, taking different actions and doing more of that which you love, and observe it in your body. How do you feel? Because just time feels like it flies. And start to express your gifts. It doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter in what career path you are. It doesn't matter if you even have a career. You can express your gifts wherever you go. And I always say this, but it's true. I always mention this to my clients, in which if I wouldn't be here with you right now, or I wouldn't have created this business in which I get to do what I love, put into service my gifts and make money from it and see people like shining into the fullest expression. If I wouldn't have that, I would be doing this, even if it's with my neighbor, with whoever next to me, or just me and myself and I. But this is just who I am. So it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you are right now, but start to express your unique gift, because there is so much medicine out of it, and it's a treasure. You're going to feel how your heart expands. I love it. Let's see. I'm reading your comments. Okay. I'm writing a song and connecting it to my sexual energy and my love, but it kinds of feel like not super connected to love. Okay, well, you're discovering yourself. This is beautiful. Music is a way of expression as well. It's a channel of expression. It activates codes. So observe yourself in every action. In every action, you're discovering yourself. In every action, you're discovering yourself. So see which one connects you more to fear, which one connects you more to love. Okay? So I would love that this week, all of you that are listening to this message, start doing more of what makes you feel alive. To start to discovering yourself and start to express your gifts. And if you don't know what your gifts are, look backwards and see the obstacles that you overcame, your life experience, what you felt drawn to, okay? And ask yourself, what's next for me? So this question connects us a lot with the unknown, and there's a fear, no? Because maybe this fear of starting your own business or complete different career path, it also implies losing something. It also implies closing a cycle, and this scares us. Closing a cycle to begin a new one. But for me, like, in every process there is a closing and an opening of a cycle. Each time what I bring it's so different. It's much more profound. And in that way, I lose also people that are no longer aligned, but give space to those that are more aligned with my current message. If I wouldn't listen to me or wouldn't ask myself, what do I feel called now after experiencing this or that? And I would stay in the same place. I wouldn't be living my truth. I wouldn't be living in wholeness or richness. Because I would be doing that which I thought was going to make me X money or X outcome. But that's not richness. That's not wholeness. And what I desire for you is that you experience such wholeness connected to your purpose. And at the same time, that shows in abundance of everything. Health, time, love, community, money. So I'm curious if there is a closing of a cycle now for you. For me, this last month has been a big closing of a cycle, and I'm in a new cycle that I am also scared, but at the same time so excited, because I don't know where it's going to bring me, but I know that it's going to be even a bigger version of myself that I'm going to awaken. I feel I want to create a healing community through music, dance, art. Oh, I love this. I love this. Yes, please do. It looks impossible. Start working with that belief. What action can you take today and start breaking those fears? Take one little action, because it's never little. It is never little. If you have that idea, it's for a reason, because our desires are showing you what is meant for you. Our desires are showing you what's meant for you. That desire wants you back. But we are so afraid of not making this possibility, or not making it a reality, or maybe losing X on the way, that we just stop ourselves and stay where we don't want to stay. So that's why I said at the beginning that this path is for those that have a lot of courage, because there is a courage in letting go. There is a discomfort in releasing what is no longer aligned with you. Okay, I'm going to read any comments or any questions that you have before I close. And that's really before we were in a cage, and it's actually leaving that cage. Because we are so good at telling ourselves the story. No, I'm good where I am. It is okay. This is what I know. But a part of us is yearning for more, because the purpose of the soul is movement and expansion. That's the purpose of our soul. Movement and expansion. When we are stagnant, it's like we're dying inside, because we're not living true to ourselves. So observe all the initiations that you came these past year, your unique gifts. How can you create something from your own uniqueness? From your own uniqueness. Stop looking for what the other person is doing. Stop looking about what your neighbor is doing or what people want from you. Start listening to you. I find this life truly meaningful. Love you and thank you. Love you too, my love. I'm so proud of you, the journey that you are experiencing right now, and all the fears that you're facing. Because we all have them. We all have them, and it's part of this experience, right? And this is the part of where we have to leave this ego aside of I know it all or I know this. I would never tell myself that. I would never. I'm always open to receive. And I was talking to one of my coaches, and she was like, God, Anna, I just love that you are in my same level of consciousness, but when you come to the session, you are just open to receive. You don't put yourself here. You are just in receiving mode, and you open and you're vulnerable. I'm like, obviously. If not, I just wouldn't do this work. But if I would go to the session, no, I know this. I've studied this. I've studied that. God, no. God, no. And I have so many certifications, and they haven't given me the wisdom of walking this human path and unlocking my unique gifts. None of them have. That can only come through embodiment. And now more than ever, we are shifting into a different era. Before we were in the information one. Now we are in this new cycle in which people want to pay those that have walked that path. That's why my teaching comes from my embodiment. That's why I started with health, because I overcame depression and an eating disorder and low self-worth. Then when I shifted from unhealthy relationships to conscious relationships, I started talking about relationships. From there, I started to create my business, the fears, all my money blockages, and I felt drawn to talk about that. Now I'm in a phase where I don't know where it's going to take me, because I am putting everything in one. How money is related to our sexuality, how our purpose is connected to our uniqueness and authenticity, how when we are living it, like every relationship is reflecting us back something about us. So now there's something new coming for me that I feel drawn to share. And of course there's fear. Because if I've been having X format before that worked for me really good, and now I feel talking about things that are more profound, but in a way that it's practical and relatable to your day to day. Not this spiritual concept or psychological concept that you're not going to understand me. No, I bring it to your day to day, to this practical, relatable day to day stuff, right? So there is an art in making the complex simple, and that is one of my gifts as well. So you have a task, I'm going to call it Homefun, in which you're going to start to see, observe backwards, what have you been living, the obstacles that you overcame, your unique gifts, and how you can start doing more of what you love. And there is a closing of a cycle for this to happen, because this is new for you. You living in your fullest expression. What I feel drawn to now is not a person that has X degrees or this or that or X results. I'm drawn to a human that is living in their truest authenticity. And you can see that in an instant. The energy of that person. It's just so easy to feel and see who is living to their fullest expression and who is trying to fit in and be liked and be accepted. You see it. And that's what I'm drawn to, because there's so much courage in someone living in authenticity, because they are breaking so many patterns. I work, for example, with also many psychologists come to my energy and coaches as well. And they come to me because they love that I'm breaking the whole pattern and paradigm and creating from my own uniqueness, because I've studied so many different modalities and I have such a holistic approach, and now I'm creating and I am sharing this from my own embodiment, that they would love to do that versus this is the manual and this is what I have to do. I work as well with artists that want to bring this uniqueness into the art world. I work with people of corporate and they want to break the pattern of this corporate rigid mechanics that we have. And that's the people that feel drawn to my energy. They want to live in their richness of being themselves, in their wholeness, and obviously get paid for it. And I love it, no, because this is something that I would have never thought it was possible for me. Having a community in which there's so much love, in which there's also friendship. Because what I was told, when I studied so many different things is, no, there has to be distant, cold, be this. And I'm like, why? If I am love and that is my essence, how do you expect me to be cold? And there was a part of me that when I had to maintain distance and this and that, I would feel very like that I was missing something, incomplete, because I wasn't being true to myself. That awakened a lot of triggers for many people and projections, and I overcame it. And it took me to my now reality, in which I get to serve people, in which there is love and it's reciprocal, in which I don't put myself in a pedestal. I'm one more, just a mirror for them to see themselves. So, my loves, those that are in this path, I'm just so proud of you, because it does require courage. It does require so much courage. So I want to thank you all for the honor and honor you for choosing you, being here today, and those that are watching the replay as well. Before I leave, if there is any question, I'm going to answer one more question, and if there isn't, I will leave you here. Okay, so if there is no more questions, then I just want to say thank you. Hi, darling. Oh, you joined late. Watch the beginning. It was really powerful, the message. I feel that you're going to get what you need. Do you have any question before I leave? I'm so proud of you, girl. So proud of you. I just had to tell you, Mary. So proud of this new cycle. And I feel it's a new cycle now for so many of us, and that scares the shit out of us. And this is when I tell you, just keep showing up for you, because at the end of the day, you've got you. So I'm going to leave with that message. For those that want to go deeper, that want to dive deep into knowing themselves, loving themselves, living from their purpose and fullest expression, there are different ways to work with me. You have a 1-month accelerator, which is a confidence course to overcome these fears and become living more in your truthness. And I have a 6-month live program. You have my live energy 2 times per week. I'm answering your questions. We're bringing the things that you're living, which is what I love about the live energy. And you have a platform with 8 modules in which I talk there about self-sabotage, relationships, money, how to live in your purpose. So if this is something that you're interested, you can message me, you can book a call with me, and I would love to have you in my energy, because I know those that come to my energy just transform, yes or yes. And what I love about this is seeing you expanding, seeing you evolving, seeing you living a life you love in your present moment. I am not, when you reach to this goal, then you'll be happy, da 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 da. No, this is about living in your fullness, in your wholeness, in love, in this present moment. And that is priceless. That is richness. And from there, we are going to experience abundance of everything, because I just love abundance and I live for abundance of everything. I want abundance of joy, abundance of love, abundance of expression. There is never too muchness in my life, because we came here to be more, have more, and experience more. So I love you all. Thanks for being here, and see you soon. Any questions that come up this week, you can put it in my chat box that I will upload for sure this week, a Q&A. And depending on what you bring me, I bring it to the life, okay? So thanks so much for being here. I have now one of my sessions with my group call, my group program, which I'm excited. We've been August not together, so I'm excited to have now with my group. Queens and kings, love you all. Bye bye for now.